And that's actually his mom. Oh. That shit. The green goo. What's good, everybody? My name is Christic, and welcome back to Beacon Pines. Our last episode, we found some interesting things out, and then we got the Sly perk, or chip perk. We're just gonna call them perks because I can never remember what the hell they're called. But we learned a lot of things because of that, and we were heading to Nun Creed's drugstore because that was what Mr. Tulliver said he heard over a radio transmission. Hopefully we're not gonna die soon in this one. It'll flesh out a little bit more. So there we go. Let's continue and talk to little boy right here. Solomon, that's what his name is. And I'm trying to remember the voices I give certain characters. I'm not gonna say I'm good at it, because God knows I'm fucking not, but I am trying, at least.
Holding a brown bag overflowing with
Might take a couple
licorice.
goes, but I'll get there sooner or later. Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nun Creed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on. Licorice has never let me down. Well, I can say licorice would be my first choice. It would not be. No, licorice would not be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nun Creed kept licorice in stock. You must have eaten enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's easy as cold hard cash. Why aren't you a little shit? Well, he's right. It's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see. Alleyway. Your telephone booth. I knew it. I knew it. Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nun Creed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
I mean, you could just open it. This is not a normal phone booth. It's got, like, a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Creed's Nun's drugstore! I mean, underground secrets! Password!
Beck flung open the door, and they all squeezed in.
Oh, okay, we're doing this. I mean, technically it really wasn't the drugstore, but alright. Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Yeah. Underground secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great. Now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell.
It's not even... We're not even into the episode yet, and I already killed him.
Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Oh, it's actually gonna show.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
Oh boy. I knew it! You knew there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did! Didn't I say that? No,
I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 were real?
Rolo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic.
That's why I'm such a good predictor.
Looks like each of these has something written on them. You will die. That is not Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here?
Not that I know of.
This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes.
Pa always says you can't only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold.
Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation.
That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late.
Okay. Perennial Harvest main office? That's where my mom works.
What does she do?
Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? It's true. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to that old Valentine place?
This is starting to feel like something big.
Anything here? Ah, here we go. This dude has a broken mask. So, have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit.
If it walks like a Nun Creed, talks like a Nun Creed.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Just saying.
Oh, okay, now this is active. That's a lot of buttons.
Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rolo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Fudge. Rolo, what did you do?
Nothing. I didn't even move yet. What was that?
Hide.
Where? There's nowhere but these tubes down here.
Just get back.
Shit.
Shit.
Awesome!
You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers.
Mr. Underground's secrets! I told them that password was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever.
They who?
That's no matter. If I can't keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins.
We don't care about our skins.
Hold on now. I like my skin.
This all stops now, Nun Creed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him.
Who?
Walt.
You don't get to talk about my dad.
You know your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this.
That's a lie.
It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee.
What happened?
Same thing that always happens. Reality complications in life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on keeping folks. So, You were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nun Creed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it.
And my dad said no.
Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline.
Rollo, shut up.
Walt loved being righteous, almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure to keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Wow, that kills. Oh, dude, what the hell?
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying,
I'm dying.
yes.
Is there a point to this sob story?
Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nun Creed took a menacing step towards the
Oh,
children.
no.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What?
You really don't know. My Gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose.
Juniper?
Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party.
She's gonna disrupt the festival? Why would she?
The color drained from Nun Creed's face.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
How does she know?
Apparently, she knows a lot of things.
What?
Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. Shh, kids. Why? I mean, I know you're stalling for like precious time and he probably can kill you. But why?
Honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nun Creed grabbed Luca by the shoulders.
Hey!
His eyes were frantic.
No touch.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what she's messing with. Tell me now! She's in danger, boy!
I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in a white town square.
The mountain? Why
A
would?
jolt of realization struck Mr. Nun Creed.
She knows about the source.
What the heck is the source?
If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all!
So red, patooey, green, fahooey.
You all need to run! Run where? Away! As far away from this town as you can get! Head west and don't look back!
Oh, okay, Geronimo. That did not go how I was expected.
So... We're totally following him, right?
Totally.
See you on the other side! Oh.
You good? Yep. I love this town.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth.
Okay.
Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points
Love
of
that.
reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth.
You could imagine. Kind of goonied
Then,
it.
all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in
Oh!
an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face.
So that was a little
as
portal
she was
thing.
flung out into the cold.
They're gonna patoo. That was intense? Yeah.
I think I might have parted with some fluids in there.
Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold.
Doesn't look like it got on any of us.
It didn't feel like we traveled that far.
So where did it all go?
This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here? Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nun Creed. I think he went this way. Alright, down we get. This looks...
Familiar, yeah.
Maybe we can clear off the snow? No time. Nun Creed's getting away. Alright, so I'm in this reality with these two now. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed in all things Beacon Pines, but doesn't this look like some sort of frozen replica of town?
Oh, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nun Creed is an alien.
Rollo.
Stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures.
Oh boy, here we go.
The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. Final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into a Beacon Pines citizen for their choosing.
You never really had me, but you very much lost me there. You get used to it. We should keep moving. That's a huge stretch, dude. I mean, I appreciate the enthusiasm, though.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen
Ah,
town square,
here we
they
go.
spotted Mr. Nun Creed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nun Creed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
I'm telling you, the jam was the explosives. It's kind of like a C4 napalm type thing.
Juniper, I don't know what you're doing, but I assure you, this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town.
Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. Oh, is that Uncle Joseph? I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nun Creed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nun Creed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing.
How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know what this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nun Creed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true!
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens.
Interesting.
The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change.
Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets.
No, that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed.
This is getting, I mean, it gets
give him the
intense
stage.
whenever there's like a choice probably about to happen. And I think this one's like the most. He began to hum or weep. We're gonna go weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This'll make sense soon, Luca. And everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nun Creed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall.
Juniper, don't!
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Well, at least it's not that far where I can, you know.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nun Creed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
Here we go. You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Before Gran could finish,
Freeze!
the ground shook her to...
Here it comes. Yep.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him.
That's 3
an
times.
honorable but trifling
3
act.
times.
Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant.
Yep.
That is where they remain, fixed in place,
Forever.
And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end.
Yep.
Well, that was dire.
Sure, I mean, that's one way to... I wouldn't put it that way, but that is one way to call
On the
it.
bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from.
Oh, sweetheart, I knew where the ice was
Now,
coming from.
we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Yep. Oh, that is a cool picture. Oh, she's so badass. Yeah, so I think that is the only... Yerp derp. I mean, we go home.
And in the stillness, he began to hum.
I mean, I don't know.
After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping.
The most absurd answers are the ones that keep us going, apparently.
Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind.
I'm wondering if something happened to her, and that's actually his mom. Oh. That shit. The green goo made Beck's hair turn white. So it's like it aged it almost. And it deformed Iggy So I wonder if his mom got that shit on her, and that's actually her. It aged her to be like that, and she just took the grandmother's like name and everything.
The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay.
I mean, that's a bigger possibility than Rolo's alien
mother.
bullshit. But I'm just saying.
Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
We're gonna find out if I'm just insane or if I'm insane.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
I'm telling you. Sweet. This has to be his mother. She has to be. Do I hit a button? It's a very...
Luca lifted his
Oh, okay,
head
there we go.
in
Yeah, I actually had to hit a
astonishment.
button.
The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through
I
watery
called
eyes,
it.
trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor! I thought you were...
Gone? You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
Oh!
You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now.
You were exposed!
Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help both of us move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought it was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do we do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big.
I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nun Creed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. Okay, that's... I mean, that is very, very interesting.
You don't understand. He always wins.
That is...
Chapter 9.
Interesting beyond all reason.
The devil you know. 7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. Okay. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency.
Oh, that's why she needed the thing.
She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen.
Oh, well, that's fun.
There were dozens of them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that?
This man is a liar.
Excuse me?
I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden.
Nonsense!
They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses.
You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
And we will find out what kind of tone that is and what is with said tone next time, because I am sadly out of time right now. And it feels like we are on the correct path for... You know what? I could say we're on the correct path right now for now, but we all know that's a full movie and it ain't gonna work. But things are happening in the right direction anyway. Excuse me. And we will leave it here. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, let me know in the comments below. And as always, by subscribing, I get to see you guys in the next video.